is what boosts your immunity, boosts your lymphatic system, because your lymphatic system, which is responsible for your immunity, does not work on its own. We have to help it. So all the stuff that we're going to be doing today will be helping boost our lymphatic system. And I will explain to you as we go through the poses today what they're doing to help our immunity. So first of all, the most important thing, and this is a fact, the most important thing that you can do to help your immune system is deep breathing. Absolutely the most important thing. Hands down, it's a fact. So we're going to start with our deep breathing and centering our minds by closing your eyes. Oh, before you close your eyes, let's have some fun with hand mudras. There are yogis believe in a holistic healing method. There are 72,000 energy points in your body, and a lot of those energy points can be connected using different hand gestures. One hand gesture that is very popular is called the chin mudra. Take your pointer and thumb together and then place your palms, hands down on your lap. This is a grounding, introspective mudra. This is where you can bring your mind awareness to within. Now, if you flip your palms up with your pointer and thumb together, that's called Jnana mudra. And that is a receptive mudra. You're opening yourself to the powers of the universe, receptive mudra. So if you feel extrospective, palms up. If you feel introspective, palms down. Whichever one you choose. Take a deep breath. Now close your eyes and start concentrating on your breath. And as you do so, follow your breath all the way down into your belly. So there's several reasons why this deep breathing is the most important thing for your immune system. One big reason is that your thoracic duct, which is the major vessel in your body that carries lymph fluid to your blood vessels, begins at the bottom of your abdomen and goes all the way up your chest. And as you inhale, that thoracic duct just spews like a volcano, spews all that lymph fluid like a geyser through your body. Slow, deep, long breaths. Another reason why the deep breathing is good for your immune system is because as your diaphragm contracts with your inhale, it puts pressure on your abdominal organs, which includes your all-important spleen, which is a big part of your lymphatic system to filter out toxins. The other part of your lymphatic system that deep breathing stimulates is your thymus, which is the upper part of your chest, a big part of your lymphatic system and your immunity. And please take one more deep, slow, long breath at your own pace and bring your breathing back to normal. And then I'm going to Om in. If anyone would like to join me, please do. Om. Om Balu Satguru Bhagavan Ki. The divine is the inner teacher. Okay, thank you again for being here. So another hand mudra that I want to use as we go into our asana practice is called Vajra mudra. So if you lace your fingers and then touch your pointers together and your thumbs together like so, palms are together. This is called Vajra mudra. And then bring this to the center of your heart here. What this does is it's an energy mudra. It's going to shoot the energy up through our body up so that it increases your concentration and mental clearness. As we inhale, take a deep breath And then push your fingertips up towards the ceiling over your head. And then exhale through your nose as you bring your hands back down in front of your chest. And then inhale again up to the ceiling. Okay, exhale, bring your hands apart into a T. Inhale here. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand on the left thigh into a spinal twist. Every time you exhale, get a little deeper into your twist. Now, twisting is really, really good for your lymphatic system. It stimulates a lot of lymph nodes in the pelvic area, as well as putting pressure on that spleen. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, come back to center. Let's reestablish our Vajra Mudra in the center of our chest. Inhale, push up. Exhale, arms in a T. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand on the left thigh. Several deep breaths here. Keep your spine vertical. One more deep breath. And then exhale as you slowly come back to center. Okay, now let's do Anjali Mudra. You're familiar with this, the prayer position hands. This is a hand mudra that honors your own divineness and your connection with your spirituality. Inhale, push your palms together as you go up to the ceiling. Exhale, let your right hand float down beside your right hip and your left arm stretches beside your ear, really pointing the fingertips toward the right and opening up your left rib cage. Now, there are a lot of lymph nodes in your armpit. They're called the axillary lymph nodes, and this helps stimulate them. Inhale back up. Exhale down. Anjali Mudra to heart center. Inhale, push up. Exhale, let your left hand float down. The right arm comes beside the ear, opening up your right ribs. Maybe even slight back bend here. Couple deep breaths. And then inhale, pull up. Exhale, down. Okay, take your arms, you're gonna hug each hand to the opposite elbow. Take your right arm on top of your left arm, opposite hand to opposite elbow. And then push your arms back so that you feel a real tug in your biceps and your triceps and your shoulders. And breathe. So keep your neck loose here and keep your shoulders down from your ears, and you're pushing your arms back. Now keep your right hand on the left elbow and allow the left elbow to drop behind you. Pat yourself between your shoulder blades and continue coaxing that left elbow back. And breathe. And slowly release that arm. Bring the other arm down, and let's switch the cross of our legs for a moment, so we don't become lopsided. And then now we're going to do hug our elbows again, this time left arm on top of the right arm. Push the forearms or the upper arms behind your ears. Couple breaths here. Really open your chest forward. Lots of all your axillary lymph nodes are being stimulated here, the armpit area. And now keep your left hand on the right elbow. Let the right hand drop behind your head. Pat yourself between your shoulder blades. Try not to crunch up your neck as you're doing so. Keep your neck relaxed. And breathe. This is an awesome stretch. Okay, release slowly. And then shake those arms out. Good. All right. So now please come to your hands and knees, table position, patting your knees as necessary. And if you're using blocks, please have your blocks in the front of your mat within reach. Okay, well, grease our hinges here. Take a deep breath, flat back. Exhale, bring your bottom towards your heels, extending your spine. And then very slowly, as you inhale, come back to table. So this is lubricating all of our joints. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bring your hips back towards your heels again. So you're moving your hip joints, your knee joints, your shoulders, and your wrists. Inhale back up to table. And one more exhale as you bring your bottom back towards your heels. And then back up to table pose. With your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We'll do a couple of cat cows. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, push up into your cat back. Flexing the spine, tucking the tailbone. Feel every vertebra open. Feel your shoulder blades separate on your back as you push the mat away. And then inhale as you allow your belly to drop down. Crown of your head forward, tailbone back, extending your spine long. And then exhale back to your flexion, the cat pose. Feel your vertebra move with the flexion. And then inhale as you extend your spine long, back to the cow pose. And then come back to neutral table. Neutral table, take a deep breath, flat back. And then as you exhale, lift your right knee, bring it into your chest, tuck your chin, nose to knee, kick your right leg straight back, plant your toes down on the mat behind you. And then put weight into your left arm and twist open to the right. And then that hand comes down. Keep your leg extended behind you. Walk your foot over to the left, look over your shoulder to see your tail and feel your ribs open. And then walk back to the extended leg behind you. Now you're going to lift your right leg off the mat so that it's parallel to the ground. Your left arm comes up into the balancing table. Engage your abdominal muscles here. Find a focal point and breathe. Several deep breaths. Keep your belly tight. And then the hand comes down and the knee comes back in. So from here, we're going to tuck our toes and then come into downward facing dog. You can use your blocks here for your downward facing dog, and you may want to, and I'll show you why, because we're going to step up. So place your hands on your blocks and then push your bottom up into downward facing dog. Bend your knees, bring your hips way up in the air. The blocks help you distribute your weight so that a lot of your weight goes to the back end of the body. But yet you're still spreading your fingertips on the blocks, pushing down in the finger pads, bending the knuckles. All right, so now we're going to take our right leg lifted up in the air behind us and then swing it up between your legs, or between your hands, which are on the block. So you're in a high lunge now with a block on either side of the foot. Okay, good. And now bring the left knee down, patting it as needed. Make sure that your right knee is situated over the ankle. And then bring your arms up to Anjaneyasana. And now we'll do that elbow grab. Again, right arm comes on top of the left arm, hugging opposite hand to opposite elbow. And then as you do this, lean backwards, open your chest up toward the ceiling and breathe. Think about bringing your left hip forward, the right hip back. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, let go of your elbows, bring your hands back down to your blocks. Any level that you want on your blocks here. If you don't have blocks, obviously your hands are going to be on the mat. We're going to walk our hands back to our hips while we straighten the front leg. So this is half of a split. This is big hamstring stretch. So your front leg is straight but not locked. You're using the blocks just simply to be able to keep your spine straight here and then allow your chest to melt down. You're coming from your hip crease, so you don't want to round your spine. You also don't want to keep your shoulders up. You want to keep them down from your ears, and you think about having your head in line with your spine here. And breathe. Allow your breath to allow your chest to float down. Make sure you keep your foot flexed. Okay, rebend the front knee, walk the blocks back up. Get light in the fingertips, come back to Anjaneyasana. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down onto the inside of your right leg. And we're gonna come into lizard pose here. So walk the right foot out a little bit, and then you can come onto your forearms either on the block, or you can stay up on your hands, or you can bring your forearms down onto the mat. So what you want to watch out for here is keeping your knee sort of close to your shoulder, somewhere in that vicinity. You want a wide angle in the leg, and you want the foot to be at least head level or forward of your head. And then just allow your body to relax in this pose. It's a big hip opener. A lot of lymph nodes are concentrated in the pelvic area and the groin area. And this is getting to all of those. The groin lymph nodes are called inguinal lymph nodes. Inguinal, fancy word for groin area. Okay, slowly push up to your hands, walk the foot back, come all the way back into table. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bring your left knee up to your chest, tuck your chin, nose to knee, kick your left leg straight back behind you, and then drop your toes down onto the mat behind you. Put weight into your right arm and then twist open to the left. Deep breath in. Exhale, hand comes back down. Take your left foot, walk it to the right side of your body. Look over your shoulder so that you can see your tail. Feel a nice stretch in your left ribs as you breathe. And then slowly walk the foot back behind you. Keep it extended behind you. And now lift that leg off the mat so it's parallel to the ground. And then the right arm comes up into your balancing table. Keep your belly tight and breathe. Level your hips. And then the hand comes down, and then the knee comes down back to your table position. Now we'll push up to downward dog, either with or without blocks. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, kick your left leg up behind you. Exhale, bring it up between your hands. Come into your high lunge, and then let your right knee drop down onto the mat. So you want to kick your right leg back, your right knee back so you can feel the stretch in the quadricep. Get light in your fingertips here with a long spine. Think about the crown of your head making a line to your back heel. Make sure that your front knee is over the ankle, and then come on up to Anjaneyasana here. And then we'll hug elbows with the left arm on top this time. And push the elbows back. Open the chest upward, lean back. Think about bringing your right hip forward, your left hip back. Okay, release, take a deep breath. Exhale, bring your hands down to the blocks or the mat. Walk the hands toward your hips, straightening the left leg into our half a split on this side. Remember, long, straight spine. Your chest is melting down toward your leg. Your Don't lock that knee out. Slight little micro bend in the knee, and then breathe. Let your breath allow your chest to slowly melt further down. Make sure your shoulders stay down from your ears. Make sure your head stays in line with the spine. Don't let your chin drop. One more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, rebend the knee as you walk your hands back, forward. Get light in your fingertips. And then one more time, come into Anjali Asana. Reach up, inhale, exhale. Hands come down to the inside of that leg into our lizard on this side, walking the foot out. Coming down onto forearms. Keeping a wide angle in the leg. Knee is somewhere near the shoulder. The foot is even with the head or forward of the head. One more deep breath here. And as you exhale, push up into your hands. Walk the foot back. Come back into table. Tuck your toes and downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide. Push weight into your finger pads. Bend the knuckles slightly so they take some weight off of your wrists. Pay attention to your pointer and your thumb. Squeeze the forearms toward each other. Feel your shoulders roll out. Squeeze an imaginary ball between your thighs so that they slightly rotate inward. And that'll help lengthen your spine and make space in your lower back. Okay, now bend your knees a lot, please, and walk up to your hands. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. And then come into Tadasana. And then I'll do some neck stretches in Tadasana. Get your feet lined up underneath your hips, your shoulders over your hips, your head right on top of the shoulders. Make sure your chin's not jutted out, belly in, thighs rotated inward slightly. There are a lot of lymph nodes concentrated in the neck area, so this is going to help stimulate that part of your lymphatic system. So take a deep breath, bring your arms in a T. Exhale, clasp your hands behind you. Pull your hands away from your bottom. Take another deep breath in. And then as you exhale, turn your head to look over your right shoulder. And then slowly bring your head back to center. Release your arms. Inhale, reach the crown of your head to the ceiling. Exhale, bring the right ear to the right shoulder. And now the right hand comes to the left side of the head. Just put a little bit of weight on it, no pressure. And then take your left arm and move it diagonally out from your body. Push your fingertips away and feel how that enhances the stretch. And then release back to Tadasana. Inhale, arms in a T. Exhale, clasp your hands behind you and re-thread your fingers so that your non-habitual thumb is on top, the opposite thumb that you normally would have on top. Pull your hands away from your bottom. Take a deep breath. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. Keep pulling your hands away from your bottom. Deep breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale back to center. Release the hands. Inhale, the crown of your head goes up toward the ceiling. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Left hand goes to the right side of the head. And then the right arm floats out at a diagonal, pushing your fingertips away. And slowly release. Come back into Tadasana. And then we'll do, I have a mini balance series consisting of 4 components. So the first one, you want to get your block in front of you if you want to use the block. You don't have to, but have it handy there just in case you want it. And then what we're going to do, I'll move it out of the way so you can see. What we're going to do is take our right foot and cross it over the left foot so that your pinky toes touch. So this is an interesting balance and stretch routine. So make sure your hips stay forward instead of going off to the side there. Hips are forward, your knees are kind of nestled within each other. Take a deep breath. And then with a flat back, you're going to lean forward. And then you can take your hands down to the mat or to the block. You bend your knees slightly here in order to reach the mat or the block. And you don't want to overdo your hamstrings here. So it's a whole different stretch than what you would feel in a normal uncrossed legged forward fold. Now here's the balance challenges coming up. So you're going to slowly use your abdominal muscles to come on up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms in a T, Anjali Mudra, and then uncross. And Tadasana. Now we'll do the other side. Left leg over the right, pinky toe to pinky toe. Nestle your knees, bend the legs slightly, bring your hips forward. Inhale, and then as you exhale, come from the hip crease here. You keep your hands on your hips if you like, or bring your arms down onto blocks or the mat. Bending your knees slightly so that you're not overdoing the hamstrings. You'll feel it. And then slowly rise up. Inhale up. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. And then uncross back to Tadasana. Alrighty, so now the next part of the balance series is balancing on tippy toes. We don't get to do that very often. So starting back in Tadasana, bring your palms to your chest. I call this palm tree pose. And as you take a deep breath in, as you exhale, bring your hands up and come on up to your tippy toes. And then breathe here a couple of breaths. So hopefully the palms hitting each other helps you balance. Usually when you have your fingertips touching, it helps you balance. And then come all the way back down. Keep your hands together back to your chest. And then we'll repeat. Inhale back up. Come on, let your tippy toes. And then all the way back down. And one more time. Inhale back up. Really reach up for the ceiling. This is really good for your calf muscles. And then all the way back down and back to Tadasana. All right. Third part of the balance is our sobriety test. Please come to the back of your mat. And we're going to do walk a straight line without looking. Take one foot in front of the other, heel to toe. So your heel will touch your toe. Pretend you're on a tightrope. You can use your arms for balance here. And we're going to walk that balance beam. Just bring one foot in front of the other, touching down heel to toe. You should be able to feel your heel touch your toe. Feel the heel touch the toe. Heel to toe. Heel to toe. Heel to toe. And now I'm at the front of my mat. When you get to the front of your mat, pause here. And then we'll do the hard part going backwards. So that will take toe to heel. 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 Till you get to the back of your mat, which is where I am right now. And then you can relax your arms and shake it all out. But see, that's hard enough to do when you're sober, right? I don't know why they make you do it when you're drunk. All right, the last part. of the balancing. We're going to do crane to high crescent lunge. So starting in Tadasana once again to get your spinal alignment. Bring your belly in, shoulders down from your ears. And now you're going to bring your crane wings, fingers pointing down, your wrists are loose, slight bend in the elbows. Wrists are about shoulder height. These are your wings for the crane. And shift your weight to the left foot and bring your right foot up in front of you into the crane pose. Breathe a couple of breaths here. Okay, without putting your foot down, hopefully you can step way, way back. Bring your arms up to Urdhva Hastasana. So you're on your toes, your right toes. Your left knee is bent over the ankle. And then maybe you can lean backwards and switch your gaze to look up between your hands. And breathe. Keep your hips level forward. Tighten up that back thigh. Just sort of lift your thigh muscle so you can tighten up the quadriceps there. Okay, take a deep breath. And then as you exhale, move your gaze back to forward. Return to your crane arms. Shift your weight and bring your right leg back up in front of you, back to crane. Good. And then release. Shake that out. So that's a lot of work on that standing leg. I hope you appreciate that. It's going to give you a lot of muscles in your legs here. All right, the other side. Find your focal point. Crane arms. This time the left leg is coming up. Couple more breaths here. Now we're going to step way back. Bring our arms beside our ears, fingers pointing up, palms facing each other. Into a high crescent lunge. Lean backwards, open your chest forward. Maybe slowly move your gaze so that you can look up. And then very slowly bring your gaze back forward. Return to your crane arms and bring that foot back up in front of you. Couple more breaths here. And release. Very good. Shake it all out. Okay. All right, we'll have a little bit of a flow now. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, push up toward the ceiling. Exhale, crescent to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, crescent left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, arms in the T, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, come into your chair pose. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, arms in a T, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. Bring your hands all the way down in front of you. Take your left hand onto your right calf or ankle. Keeping both knees bent, you're going to now open your right arm to the right while you straighten the right leg. One more deep breath here. Exhale, come back down. Right hand goes onto the left ankle or calf. Both knees start bent. Open your left arm as you straighten your left leg. And then bring that arm back down, bend the knees, slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale, arms in the T, Anjali Mudra. Okay, we're going to put all of this together and add one other element to it. Have your blocks handy within reach if you're using blocks. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, push up. Exhale, crescent right. Inhale, back to center. We'll separate your palms. Exhale, come in the chair. Inhale here. Take your hands on your thighs. Exhale, flatten your back as you straighten your legs, extending your spine long. Half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands down. Left hand comes onto the right ankle. Open the right arm as you straighten the right leg, twisting to the right. Deep breath. Exhale, bring your hand down onto the mat or to your blocks. And then we're going to step the right foot back into a high lunge. So we're going to try to keep your knee up. If that doesn't work for you, you can put it down on the mat. Make sure your front knee is directly over the ankle and you don't allow it to sway in or outward. Stabilize your hips by contracting your abdominal muscles here. And then we're going to stimulate our axillary lymph nodes in our left arm. Let your left arm dangle and then swing it forward in front of your face. Inhale as you go up to 12 o'clock. Exhale as you swing the arm behind you, back down to 6. Inhale forward, exhale up, down. Again, inhale forward, exhale as you go back. And once more, inhale forward, exhale back. And then bring the hand on to the block. Straighten your front leg. If this is a very wide pyramid pose, so you're still on the toes of your back foot. Now, if that doesn't work for you, you can step that back foot up so that you can plant the heel. So in this very, very wide pyramid pose, level your hips so that both of them are facing forward. Take a deep breath. Exhale, bend the front knee so that you're back into your high lunge. And then straighten the front leg again, back to your very wide pyramid. And then straighten the front knee again. And then one more time, bend or straighten the leg. Put weight into the right hand, twist open to the left. Deep breath in, exhale, hand comes down. Rebend the front knee, shift your weight, bring your back foot up to meet the front. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale, exhale, arms in a T, Anjali Mudra. Okay, we'll do all that on the other side. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, push up with your fingertips. Exhale, crescent left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, come into your chair pose. Inhale, exhale, hands on thighs, straighten the legs, extend the spine long in your half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Take a deep breath, bend your knees. As you exhale, bring your hands down. Take your right hand onto your left shin or ankle. Open your left arm as you straighten the left leg and twist. Inhale, exhale, the hands come down onto your blocks. Step the left foot back into your high lunge, staying on your toes, knee lifted. Think about lifting your thigh muscles to engage the quadriceps here. Now put weight into the left arm, let your right arm dangle. Inhale as it comes up in front. Exhale as you turn it behind. Inhale front, yeah, good. Exhale behind. Inhale forward, exhale behind. Inhale forward, exhale behind, and then back to the blocks. Take a deep breath here. As you exhale, straighten the front leg into our wide pyramid. Level the hips, don't let your left hip cock up. Inhale, exhale, rebend that knee back to your lunge. Inhale, exhale, straighten the leg. Inhale. Exhale, rebend the knee. Inhale. Exhale, re-straighten the leg. Put weight into your left hand and then twist open to the right. This is a very wide revolved triangle pose. A variation of that. And then the hand comes down and put weight into your right foot so that you can step up with your left foot. Slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale, bring your arms in a T, bend your knees, let your hands float back down to the mat, and step back into downward facing dog. Stretching your spine long. Your body's warmed up now. Maybe your legs can straighten a little bit as long as you still keep your spine long. Squeeze the forearms together. Breathe. Push into your finger pads. And then bring your knees down to the mat. And then sit back briefly into a child pose. And then please rest your head on something. It could be your hands, it could be a block, it could be a blanket, it can be the mat. And your bottom doesn't have to come all the way to your heels, but I find if I separate my knees a little wider, I can bring my bottom down further. And this is a very good pose for your lymphatic system. You're squeezing all the lymph nodes in your groin and pelvic area. If your arms are extended over above your head, you're squeezing all the lymph nodes in your armpits. And by putting pressure on your forehead, the third eye, your Ajna chakra, that has a profound calming effect on your sympathetic nervous system. And that calming effect is really good for your immune system, getting rid of the stress and anxiety in your mind. So good for your immunity. Please push back up. Come seated. If you're using a bolster or blanket, you can sit on that. Start with our legs in front of us in Dandasana. If you're using a belt, please loop the belt over the balls of your feet. And the belt is simply an extension of your arms. If you don't have a belt, just let your hands fall anywhere on your legs that they can reach. The important thing is that you keep your spine nice and long without hunching your back. And then we're just going to come from our hip crease, lean our chest forward, and just allow yourself to relax in this stretch. Now, don't lock your knees out. Your belly can roll onto your thighs. Keep the head in line with the spine. Keep your shoulders down from your ears. Couple more breaths here. Slowly release. Come back up. Bend your right knee. Bring your right foot in toward your groin area. Take your left arm, hug it into your chest. Inhale, right arm forward. Exhale, twist all the way around. Plant your hand behind you, keeping your spine vertical as you twist. Make sure you keep your left foot flexed and pointed up. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, slowly bring your body back to center. Extend both legs long. In front of you, reestablish your staff pose, Dandasana. So you have an L shape in your body, feet up, knees up, shoulders down. Pelvis is tilted forward slightly, so you feel a little bit of an arch in your lower back. Now we'll bend Left leg, take the right arm hugging the left knee in, inhale, left arm forward, exhale, twist, plant the hand behind you to keep your spine vertical as you twist. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly come back to center. Now, take your legs in front of you again. And this time, tilt your pelvis forward just like we did. And we're going to widen our legs into a V. Wide as you can. Keep your pelvis tilting forward. So if you come to the front edge of your bolster, you should find it easier to tilt your pelvis forward. Keep that little bit of a neutral arch in your lower back. Your feet are pointing up and your knees are pointing up. Come from your hip crease with a nice long spine. Bring your hands in front of you. You can use a block here if you like. And you don't have to come very low to feel this. The objective is to feel the stretch without rounding your back. So make sure the spine stays long and you can feel your lower back stretch. If you keep your neutral lumbar curve in your back, you'll feel your lower back stretch. If you let it collapse, you won't feel it stretch. So that's how you'll know. And then I'll keep your head in line with the spine. Come down only as far as your body allows without sacrificing the integrity of your spine. Keep the feet flexed, knees pointed up. And very slowly come back upright. Now, please have your blocks and belt within reach as you come onto your backs. And then when you're on your back, start with bent knees. Grab your belt and come to the center of your belt, and don't have any loop in it because you're going to need the full length of your belt. Bring your knees to your chest and then just bring the belt around the balls of your feet. And then straighten your legs so that the soles of your feet are pointing toward the ceiling. You're using the belt as an extension of your arms. Relax your shoulders down. And then just gently tug on the belt to bring your feet toward your head. So this is a reclined version of the staff pose, Dandasana. We were just doing this as we were sitting upright. Having the leverage of the belt and the help of gravity gives a little bit more of a stretch here. Now, keeping the belt in your hands, widen your hands on the belt as far as they'll go, and then we'll separate your feet as wide as they'll go. And then keep tugging the belt gently towards your head so that your feet come towards your head a little bit more. And this is the reclined version of what we did a moment ago with our legs separated, seated upward, right? So the seated version is Upavista Konasana. This is Upavista, meaning upright. This is Supta, which means reclined in Sanskrit. Dvipada means two-legged, 2 foot. Prasarita, which means separated, Konasana, angle pose. Reclined, separated 2 foot angle pose. Now I made that name up, but those are real words describing what we're doing. Real Sanskrit words describing what we're doing. Maybe I didn't make it up, but I just never heard of it before. Okay, slowly bring your feet back together. Bend your knees so that you can release your belt. Place your feet on the mat. Lift your hips, put your sacrum on the block. And either stay with your feet on the mat, or you can let your legs float up into our waterfall pose. Viparita Karani, this is called. And just allow the smile inversion to be a relaxing pose for you. If it's not relaxing, place your feet back down on the mat. So inversions are good for your immune system. They temporarily take the pressure of gravity off your organs so they get massaged in a different way. Recirculates your blood. Squeezes the lymph nodes in your pelvic area. And relaxes your mind, relieving stress and anxiety, which is crucial to your immunity. Deep breath in. Exhale very slowly, lower your feet down. Now you have a choice here. You can try this with the block. If it doesn't work for you, you can remove the block. Extend your legs nice and long, and then bring your arms overhead, palms facing up, and have the backs of your hands rest over your head. So this is a full body stretch with the block supporting your sacrum. If it's not comfortable, just remove the block and do a full body stretch without the block. Inhale. Exhale, bring your arms back down by your sides, bend your knees, remove the block. Bring both knees into your chest. Clasp your fingers around your shins to hug your knees in. Roll around on your spine. And then release your feet back to the mat. Extend your legs long and please come into your favorite Shavasana pose, final relaxation pose. Take your time getting comfortable. Focus on your breath. Take a mental body scan. Release any areas of tension. Slow down your breathing. This is one of the most important things you can do every day, in addition to deep breathing, is allowing your mind chatter to calm down for a few moments or several moments every day. One good way of doing this would be to concentrate on imagery. So I'm going to help you do that by reading a poem by Mary Oliver from her book called Devotions. And this poem is called The Sun. Lots of imagery in this poem. Have you ever seen anything in your life more wonderful than the way the sun, every evening, relaxed and easy, floats toward the horizon and into the clouds or the hills or the rumpled sea and is gone? And how it slides again out of the blackness every morning on the other side of the world like a red flower, streaming upward on its heavenly oils, say on a morning in early summer at its perfect imperial distance. And have you ever felt for anything such wild love? Do you think there is anywhere in any language a word billowing enough for the pleasure that fills you as the sun reaches out, as it warms you, as you stand there empty-handed? Or have you too turned from this world? Or have you too gone crazy for power, for things? Please bring your awareness back to your breath. Slowly deepen your breathing as you gently wake up your body, making small movements. Please bend your knees toward your chest and roll onto your right side in a fetal position to seal the practice. And in doing so, you're sealing off the hot masculine side of your body, which is fiery and bright, energetic. And you're exposing the cool feminine side of your body, calm, dark, collected. And that calmness will carry you for the rest of your day. Please very slowly push up to seated, keeping a quiet mind. I'm going to recite our closing chant. Feel free to join me. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Victory to the Cat Rock Yoga class and to the inner teacher, Jai Shri Satguru Maharaj Ki Jai.